raising a generation of children and who will grow up to be very entitled. I think is the right word. Not to say that they're going to be, and they are, and they're going to be vulnerable. They are going to be vulnerable because they haven't managed to navigate their way through difficult situations. And you know, I'm grateful that I was able to navigate my way through these situations, because as the song said, it's made me who I am. And you know, and how anger can be channeled in certain ways, and it can actually be a tool, a very effective one as well, if you use it in the right way. Do you know
Which is something that I'm always trying to teach kids that I work with. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About channeling not just anger but other emotions that they have into other different, you know, superpowers, as it were. Do you know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, the Incredible Hulk is the Incredible Hulk because of anger.
Yes.
He becomes the Hulk because he's angry. Do you know what I mean? You
channels that into good.
And channels that and does good things with it. You know, because now he's ultimately super strong. He can move a car out of the way. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, we have these superpowers within us. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's just a question of whether we use them for good or whether we use them for evil. There's an old saying. I think it's Nordic. It comes from like the Viking, from the Scandinavia, and there's two wolves that are fighting inside of us. One is evil and one is good. And the child asks, "Well, which one wins?" It says, "The one you feed."
Wicked. Say that one more time for me.
Right. Okay. So there's two wolves that are inside us that are constantly fighting. One is evil and one is good. And the child asked his grandfather when he's telling him this story, "Well, which one wins?" And he says, "Well, it's the one that you choose to feed."
I'm framing it, yeah?
You like that?
I like it. All right, so you so you springboard from secondary and you are now, you've had your moment.
Yes.
I'm glad you had your moment. I'm glad. I don't know if I was there. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's such a blur. I probably was somewhere. So did you go to college?
Yep.
Yeah, what college did you go to?
Hammersmith and West London.
You went to my college?
Yeah, that's what I said when we were talking before we started recording. That yeah.
Did I see you in college?
Yeah, we drummed together.
Oh my days! That's what you were saying about the drum.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. You see, it's all blur, boy.
You drummed it because you gave me you left your sticks in the room.
Yeah.
And they had Gavin M written on them, and I had them in my bag, and we bumped into each other in the IT suite, and I was like, "Bro, you left your sticks." And you're like, "Oh, right, they feel smoother." I said, "Yeah, I waxed them." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, remember. Yeah, now he's coming back.
It's like,
yes, yeah. That's the time when I thought I was better than what I was. I thought I was a G. I mean, have people got in the drums and that? Okay, maybe not.
Because that was what was going on. Because your people came with you, and you were like, and we had a bit of a, I don't know whether we had a drum off or what.
Yeah.
But your people were like, he could play drums, and it was like, yeah, I can play drums. I can play drums better than him. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you said to me.
Lord.
And you come and jumped on, and you did, you did your thing, and
then
I did mine.
Yeah.
And I slammed on the because I had a really heavy foot, and I still do. My bass drum foot is heavy, and I went like that, and it was just like whoa.
Yeah.
And then I just did my thing, and I never ever thought I was better. I thought that we were very equal players.
I was. So. In my mind, that because I wanted to be a drummer. That's the thing. I wanted to be a drummer. That's what I've always wanted to be a drummer. But in my mind, it's obviously much more different than when I'm actually doing the drumming myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
it's like what Mike Tyson says: everyone's got to play until they get punched in the face.
Well, there you go. You see? So no, that moment kind of went, okay, maybe I don't need to do that no more.
I'm telling you, man.
But no, it was
great therapy, man. I'm telling you, it was the most fantastic therapy.
There were times where I used to go into the music suite and just bang on the drums, man.
Yeah.
Get it all out.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no. Thanks for reminding me of that. But thanks for the sticks, though. So later on now, so you're in college. What did you study in college?
I was doing law, government politics, and business.
How long were you there for? I didn't see you every day.
I was there for 2 years.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because I was there for 3.
I got my first job out of college as well, because I had to do work experience as part of the business A level, and they got me a gig at Nationwide, And that was my first job, working for Nationwide Building Society. Yeah, man.
Wow. So then, okay, so you did you go uni after that?
No. I was a late comer to uni. Late comer to uni. So I bummed around. I was working for Nationwide for a while. Then I worked for Virgin. I got into the mobile phone racket as well, selling mobile phones and all the rest of it. I had no direction. None!
Yeah, it's just
no direction at all.
Same as me.
Just
doing stuff.
Yeah, just doing stuff.
Getting experiences.
And then I got into the private security game.
Right.
I can't really talk too much about that.
I remember we spoke on Facebook at one time about it.
Yeah, and we were talking when we went to the
there was a reunion.
I showed you a move or two.
Yeah.
And,
I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I looked at you, Max. I was looking at you, Max. That's what I say to you, Max.
Wow. It was at that time that I was studying to be a social worker as well.
Yeah.
And that was because I literally just started.
Yeah.
Like when we had that kind of get together. And,
do you know what? When we had that get together, I was so happy that you were just so cool. Because I was like,
"Oh God, he's coming!"
Yeah.
Oh God,
literally. Because I was like, obviously, Facebook, you can't
you can't judge.
You can talk, you can type what you want, but you can't.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you could be anything you want.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder what he's like. I think you were one of the people who of everybody, I was like one of the people I most wanted to see. You know, you and Philip.
Dude, the dark side of the moon. Hold tight.
But anyway, let me not even. So I wanted to see. I'm laughing so much now. I wanted just to see like how you're gonna be like, and I was so happy that you were actually cooler than I could ever imagine you being.
I've never ever really put on a front about anything. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's kind of what you see is whizzing. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I remember when you tell me what you did and whatever, and I thought, he's showing off again. And you're on Facebook, he's showing off again. So when I saw him, that's like with the drumming, like showing off again. And then when I saw you and I spoke to you, and those words were coming out your mouth, I just thought, this guy, he's cool, man. He's cool. He was cool. Like, because I've transitioned back to year 7. You being that guy with the pointy shoes and the ears, and I was like,
pointy shoes and the ears.
This guy, how did he?
And the sweep over.
Yeah, oh God, right. And it was just transition. I was like, this is amazing. This is good, man. This is good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, for me, anyway. All the time. Yeah.
You know, a kid that went from dropping N-bombs to having a black wife.
Yeah. There you go. You see, cultured you, man.
For real.
Yeah, cultured you. So and then we had that reunion. That reunion was wicked anyway. So you didn't go uni, had a couple of jobs, started doing private security.
Yep.
With like, you know, ear stuff in your ear and all sorts.
Yeah.
You know, knows the secrets.
Dark glasses.
Dark glasses, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you started to do social work.
Yeah.
Training to do it.
Yeah.
So social work, what impact did that have on your life?
Social work was insane because it was because of Baby P that really was the launch pad for me. Do you know what I mean? Because there I am in private security doing what I do, and you know, paid very well. Do you know what I mean? There's no bones about it. Not everybody can do the things that you know that we in the in the private private contractor element can do. So they pay well.
Yeah.
So anyway, Baby P happens, as tragic as that was, but to me that was also through tragedy birthed a new direction for me. Do you know what I mean? Because there it was on TV, you know, Baby Peter, blah blah blah. Well, he wasn't even named Peter then. It was just Baby P. They never, because this whole investigation, this whole trial was going on, and I just remember seeing this kid with blonde hair and blue eyes on because we had a TV on the wall in the corner. And I just remember seeing this kid, and the way, they do that dramatic zoom, and just zooming in on this kid. And I remember just saying, this is messed up. This is just messed up. This is first of all Victoria Columbia. Now this kid. So when is it going to end? When is this going to stop? I said, something's got to be done. And I remember a buddy of mine, Paul, and he was saying, well, I said, So what are we going to do? I said, well, I'll tell you what we're not going to be able to do, and that is nothing sitting here. Someone, you have to make, you cannot make an omelette without breaking eggs. You've got to do something. You are not going to make any changes sitting on your couch. You've got to do something. And that was my moment. I was just like, right, gotta go and be a social worker. So I had no idea how to do it. I had no idea how to apply it. I had nothing. All I had in my toolkit was how to influence people to do things that I wanted them to do, willingly or unwillingly. That's all I had. Yeah, that's all I got in me. So I mean, even to today, I mean, I still walk around with my toolkit. Do you know what I mean? You know, I remember handing in my resignation, and I turned to my wife. I said, I want to do social work. I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know how to do it. And she's like, well, you're gonna have to go to uni. And I'm like, oh. Do you know what I mean? Because the biggest qualification that I had was access to music education. So I'd done an access to music education because I didn't finish my A levels. I didn't finish my A levels because I got a job and I started loving money.
Assuming you finished.
No, I didn't finish my A levels. I didn't finish them because of the job at Nationwide, and I was getting paid and money. What's the qualification anyway? I've got a job already. I'm good. Do you know what I mean? So I was getting money and all the rest of it, and I was living a life, and all is good. Anyway, so yes, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to go to uni. I'm going to have to go back to college and get my A-levels. Anyway, it turns out that my access to music, which I got from the British Academy of New Music, actually held up. And they accepted the points and the credits from that onto into uni. How I got there is a completely it was insane because when you apply to uni, you have to do a UCAS application. You get 5 choices, right? You get 5 choices. Each one of those choices shot me down. They were like, no, you've got no experience, no qualification in health or social care, no experience of working with a vulnerable user group, no. So I'm like, oh great. So anyway, UCAS wrote back and said, look, because you've been dumped by 5, by all 5, we'll give you one more shot. We'll give you one more.
If I say for you.
Yeah. Actually, they do it with everybody. I thought I was special, but apparently they do it with everybody. So no specialties here, no fiefdoms here. So they said we're gonna give you this one more shot. Pick a university. I get a phone call from Dr. David Jones from the University of East London, and he rings me up and he's like, have you got 5 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, I got 5 minutes. He said, like, I lead on the School of Psychosocial Studies. I'm like, psychosocial? I want to be a social worker. He said, this is why I'm asking you for 5 minutes of your time. And I'm like, okay, all right. So he says, what do you know about psychosocial? I'm like, really? It's like, are you selling me here, or you know? And he's like, I said, I know nothing about it. And he says, well, to put it shortly, psychosocial teaching, psychosocial theory is now becoming embedded in social work practice. It's very, very important to social work practice today. He said, on our course you can learn you can be on a variety of different modules, from understanding criminal behaviour, counselling. He ran the gamut. There was even like film studies on the module list as well. And I'm like, okay. He said, now if you come out of this with a good 2-1 or above, we will underwrite and we will reference you to go on and do a master's in social work if that's still where you feel you want to go. I was like, all right, cool. So anyway, I said, if I fill out this UCAS, are you going to guarantee my place? He went, yes, absolutely. So I don't know whether he was like fishing for people. We need to get people on this course. So anyway, he got me. He got me hook, line and sinker, and I filled it out and I was accepted. And I came out of psychosocial with just shy of a first by 2%. I was pissed because if I'd have gone to South Bank, they roll it up. So if you get 68%, that's a first in their eyes. Right. So So anyway, I came out of that with a first. While I was just towards my end of the year, I'd applied for the Masters, and I was freaking out about that. They came back in November of 2012 saying, congratulations, you're in. And so I studied social work under